Alright, Jake Phelps here. In this video, I'm going to go ahead and do a rundown on this almost, it might even be an antique line puller. This thing is ancient. It's been on every single workboat, or at least most of the workboats I've ever worked on at one time or another, even before I started running them myself. It's gone down with at least 3 that I know of, and 2 of them, the boats didn't come up, but this did both times. So it's got some history. It's literally pulled in tens of thousands of miles of trot line. And as far as I know, when I took it out of commission, it still works. I don't remember exactly why I took it out of commission. It might have just been too much weight for that little rig, or the air cooled might have messed up. I don't remember exactly. But anyway, this thing, it's seen some mileage and it works really good. It's and I stand by this. It's hydraulic and it's run by a gas-powered, air-cooled engine. And that's the way to go if you're going to be doing this stuff for any extended period of time, because that electric stuff, it's just too much. It's just not strong enough, for one thing. You got to have hydraulics. I mean, if you're really going to be doing this stuff and you want a good line winder, it just has to be hydraulic. You know, I've got a little bit of experience with both, and this is the way to go. I mean, you can look at this thing and tell, you know, it's withstood the test of time. And, you know, you can't say that about that electric crap. But anyway, I'll do a quick rundown on how it operates. Pull some measurements on it. I mean, you know, somebody who somebody could build one of these things, you know, if they had, you know, the necessary skills and tools. It would probably take some time, and it wouldn't be super easy, but it is something somebody could do. And as you can see, they don't have to be stainless. They don't have to be aluminum. This thing's just decent steel. And like I said, it's I know it's older than I am. I mean, ain't no question about that. So all right, I'll go ahead and do a quick rundown on exactly how it works. All right, basically with this one, it always had an air cooled on it. Air cooled engine with a horizontal shaft motor. The horizontal shaft would have a shiv on it, something similar to that. And the base of this, because this can be completely independent, this whole entire thing with the engine and everything can be completely independent. You can move it around from boat to boat. I believe generally I would just attach it to the boat I was on, just to make life simpler, and put the air cooled and this power steering pump on a board. And then these lines and whatnot, you know, they've got some length to them, would run to the actual line puller. And there's the switch right there. It's got adjustable speed. You know, it'd speed up as you open the petcock inside there. You know, it was variable speed, which was real nice. I remember a lot of times I could, you know, I'd usually have this up front or something, and when I'd be out there by myself, I'd just like put it in neutral or low gear, and just kind of set the steering stick or the wheel or whatever I had, and then just go up front and just kind of run this and just pull the boat right down the line, you know, while I was pulling it in. You know, it's always different out there. So, but I do remember doing that from time to time. And all right, this is not I believe this is a different power steering pump than the one I had on there. But basically, you'd have your air cooled, or your engine, your gas powered engine, sitting on the board. you'd have it secured to the board, and it would have to be like a 3/4 inch piece of plywood of quality, you know, some kind of a decent kind of, you know, not that junk plywood, but, you know, something decent like they use for roofs or something. And it would be like 2 foot by like 3 foot. The air cooled would sit on one end, and this would sit on the other. And basically, as you can see from all this stuff, this shiv, since the shiv on the air cooled was static, this one would actually be adjustable, kind of like when putting an alternator on and off and stuff like that. This would have like a some sort of a mechanism in which to, you know, so you can move it, so you get the belt on it. And then the belt would run this, which is just a power, you know, an old power steering pump, and it would generate the power necessary for for this to go into here. See, that's how I know this was a different power steering pump, because, you know, I recall something, you know, something like that, and that doesn't match up with that. But anyway, and it would run down this long line, the fluid, into here, and then, you know, you would move your petcock back and forth, and it would turn it on and speed it up and pull the line in, and then you could turn it off or whatever. And I've got that I think I was using snoozes, so I've got that kicker board or whatever you want to call it on there. But yeah, this thing, it served, you know, it served me well and served other people well over the years. I mean, you can look at it and look at all the wear on it from where the notches are from just pulling a nylon line. I mean, that's crazy. Alright, now I'll pull some measurements on it real quick. So if somebody's thinking about building one of these and they got the tools, skills, they yeah, they might have an idea of what works, because this does work. Alright, this top shiv up here, it's a little bit shy of a foot. It's 11 3/4. Like 29.5 long at the longest point. And at the widest point, it's like about 18. And it's and this shiv is, it's like 2 1/4 inches, and the depth of this is roughly 2 3/4. The depth of all this stuff. And then height, I'll go ahead and measure the arm bar that holds it up. See what that is. I'd say with the almost 1/4 inch of steel for the securing plate, it's probably about 33 3/4 tall. That was good enough for my, I wouldn't always have to have this elevated. I could put a I could put my barrel right here for the line to fall into. You know, it fit perfectly under there. Because I'd usually, you know, just the kind of barrels I used, it worked out quite well. And then I guess to give a, see, it's just a power steering pump. There's the reservoir. I don't know what that's off of, but you might be able to get an idea if I measure that shiv. That shiv's about 6 inches. And under there, it does have some extra support as far as that's concerned. And then I don't remember exactly why I did it, but I put that piece of angle iron on there. I don't know, I think it was on a big older boat, and I had it secured to the, somehow secured to the bottom part of the gunnel or something. I don't know exactly. And this thing is heavy. It is really heavy. So I'm pretty sure that's some thick pipe. But it is hollow. I don't get the feel when I lift it that it's anything but. So it is hollow. It's just thick. It's probably 1/4 inch or something like that. I think the whole thing's, I don't know, just about the same gauge steel. Like right here, plus the age of it with the base. Yeah, it's a good 1/4 inch. It's all at least a 1/4 inch, except for this. That's a little bit thinner. But as you can tell, it needs a weld or something right there. But yeah, I'm thinking about resurrecting this beast just for the hell of it. And I don't know, something to do. So and this is the first time I've really put eyes on it, quite a few years. So it'll kind of give me some material for cognitive thinking if I'm really gonna resurrect it and make it a you know, self-sustained item of interest that it would take like 2 people to move around. I just think that'd be cool, just be able to lay it on a boat, fire it up, and roll. But like I said, that would require a big board though. So I don't know, I'll probably just make it 2 pieces like it's always been. Like I said, the air cooled and the power steering pump have always been on their own board, and then that part right there is connected to the boat somehow. I'm pretty sure at one point I did have it all connected, but just something about it didn't jive with me. Just because all the water and stuff flying on the air cooled, you know, you kind of want it away from it. I think that's what it was. Like I said, it's been a while since I laid eyes on this thing. But anyway, that's that. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe.